Right, guys, so today I'm going to tell you about my experience having a low IQ. So, yeah, I used to have a very low IQ. My IQ was 70 last time I got tested, but I've definitely improved since then. Um, I've improved just by working my brain for 30 minutes per day. Yeah, that's the thing. When I was at school, I was told that, oh, you need to study for hours and hours every day. You need to study, 5 to 6 hours a day on days where you're not in school. And I actually believed that, and I fell for the trap, and that's why I did so badly. I think studying that much causes brain damage. I'm sure you might get the odd person who can study that much, but I'm not one of those people. So, I think looking back, I think the smartest people in my school, I think they questioned. I remember we used to have to sit in the study hall for hours every day, and like I look around, I remember that most of these guys would just sit there doing nothing most of the time. So they knew, right, I can only do this amount of work in a day. If I do any more than this amount of work in the day, then well, I'm going to burn out. I'm not going to benefit. So they were smarter than me. They questioned more. No, I've learned the hard way. Don't listen to retards. That's a very important thing in life. So yeah, that's what I do now. Just 30 minutes a day because I'm at a low IQ. I can't handle a high workload. So I'm going to tell you about some of the problems or difficulties I had with having a low IQ. Yeah, I mentioned before I used to study loads for about maybe 2 years when I was at school, and I still got fairly crap grades, and it was annoying because the teachers were saying, "Oh, you're not working hard enough," and they're saying all this stupid crap. They couldn't seem to figure it out themselves. They're just idiots. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. So you know, they should have said, right, Mark, it's just you're working hard, you're still doing badly, you must have a very low IQ. So what we'll do is, how about you sacrifice your short term results for the long term? Maybe spend less time working, maybe just read for 30 minutes a day or something like that. And by doing that, you can improve your IQ and grow. And then maybe in a year's time, you might have a high enough IQ to actually be able to get your head around this kind of stuff without working incredibly hard. Okay, maybe that would have been a much better idea, but that's not what they did. So, bad grades. What else? When I was 17, I got a job working in Apple Green in, they call it Marion, just near where I used to live around there. Um, yeah, I got fired on my second day. Normally a dead end job like that, if you get fired, it's because you don't show up for your shifts or you're late all the time. I showed up for my shifts on time, and I did 2 shifts. I still got fired because you have a low IQ. It's hard to get your head around this kind of stuff. So yeah, I got fired on my second day, washing cars. Another job I got 2017. I think I was 19. I worked at Wetherspoons in Dunleary. I actually left this job, but I think there were talks of them firing me. Um, also I got a yeah. So as you can see, it's just working a job is a lot more difficult when you have a low IQ. Okay, and everybody else would just say, "Oh, you're not working hard enough." Well, like these people need to cop on and understand that not everyone is smart. Not everyone has a high IQ. Some people have intellectual disabilities. And they just say to you, "Oh, work harder." Cop on and do your job properly. That's not gonna work. You have to do a little bit of work on the side. Maybe devote half an hour a day to improving your IQ. If someone just told me that, like I would have known. It was all this time I just didn't know how to go about it. The school system failed to teach me how to improve my IQ. And that's just the way it is. When I was working at McDonald's, I started working at McDonald's 2 years ago. I think it was actually this day 2 years ago. That was my first shift. Now that I think about it, so yeah, I worked at McDonald's, and it was very hard getting the hang of stations. My head was wrecked after every shift, and eventually got the hang of it, and I got my contract renewed. I think I got like a 2 out of a 4 on my 3 month review, which is kind of bad, but it was good enough to keep my job, if you know what I mean. And the manager said, right, we think you lack speed, so you're gonna have to I'll probably have you do more cleaning tasks because you struggled in the kitchen because of the speed. And yeah, that's because of my low IQ. That's why I was struggling. But eventually, I got the hang of stations like the chicken batch, the chicken grill, and I got quite good at them, but I couldn't get the hang of any other stations. And people didn't seem to get it. They're like, well, how come you don't get the hang of those stations? Do you get nervous or something, or do you rush? Yeah, I did rush because, how else am I going to keep up? You know? Um, and anyway, so yeah, that's one of the difficulties I've experienced having a low IQ. So yeah, you gotta look, if one approach doesn't work, you gotta try to find another approach that actually does work. That's just how it is. Like I heard that Brandon said in his athletic club, Bournemouth Athletic Club, they used to just do 4 track sessions a week and nothing else. And that's why you get so many fast runners at 13, 14, 15, but there's no like senior athletes. The only good senior runners in his club, they train by themselves. They don't do the club training because they know if they do the club training, they're just going to burn out. You know what I mean? And all the clubs in his county do the same type of training. That's why the standard is so low, because they all just burn out. But look, if you burn out, if you feel like you're working hard and you're not getting the results, you have to question the approach. Surely there must be a better way of doing it, and I think I should have done that, but I just didn't question. You gotta, that's the thing. When we go to school, we're taught to blindly obey and follow authority. If the authority say to do it, then do it. They're always right. RTE, they're always right. They never tell a lie. Everything they say is 100% true. No, you gotta question. Yeah, look, don't be afraid to try. If they suggest something, don't be afraid to try it. But you gotta question it. Is this really working for me? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's my advice.